Till now we have seen three types of vector operations. One is the addition of vectors, another is the subtraction of vectors, and third one is the multiplication of a vector by a scalar. Now it is time to talk about multiplication of a vector by another vector, that is product of two vectors. So there are two types of products. One is when the resultant is a scalar, and another when the resultant is a vector quantity. So when the resultant is a scalar, it is known as scalar product or a dot product, and when the resultant is a vector, it is known as vector product or a cross product. In this session, we will discuss about this dot product in detail. Suppose I have two vectors, let's say a bar and the vector b bar, and let's say the angle between these two vectors is theta. Then it's the dot product between these two vectors a bar and b bar is defined as a bar dot b bar is equal to modulus of a bar into modulus of b bar into cos theta. The theta is the angle between these two vectors a bar and b bar. Now there are two angles between the vectors a bar and b bar. One is this theta and another is this 360 degree minus theta. We always choose this angle, that is the smaller angle. Now this dot is analog of multiplication, that is we suppose we have two numbers 3 and 4, then we denote its multiplication as dot. So 3 into 4 is equal to 2. So this dot is analog of this multiplication. So hence it is also known as a dot product. Now you can understand this dot product like this. Suppose I have two numbers, one is 3 and another is 6, and I want to increase the value of these numbers. So 3 has the value which is double than 6, and 6 has the half the value of 3, that is 6 is much higher in value than 3. Suppose I want to increase the value of this number, so what I will do is I will multiply 3 and 6 and I will get the answer 18. Now 18 is of a higher value. It is nearly 3, it is 3 times that of 6 and 6 times that of 3. So I have got a higher number. Similarly, you can think of this dot product as the increase of the magnitude of one vector by another vector. That is, I can write this expression as modulus of a bar cos theta times modulus of b bar. So you can think of this dot product as the increase of the magnitude of the vector b bar by this much amount. And what is this? This is modulus a bar cos theta, that is the projection of the vector a bar along the vector b bar. So I have increased the magnitude of the vector b bar by amount which is nothing but equal to the projection of the vector a bar along the vector b bar. You can think of it as a vice versa, that is I can also write this as b bar modulus cos theta into a bar modulus, that is I have increased the strength of the vector a bar by the amount b bar modulus cos theta, that is nothing but the projection of the vector b bar along vector a bar. So you can think of this as a multiplication where the magnitude of the vector is increased by the projection of another vector along that vector. Now this dot product, suppose if I have two vectors whose magnitude is fixed, that is a bar modulus and b bar modulus is fixed, then the dot product will depend upon the angle between these two vectors. So when it will be maximum, it will be maximum when theta is equal to 0, because cos 0 is 1 and which is maximum, that is a bar dot b bar will be maximum when cos theta is 0, that is theta max, and theta is equal to 0 and this will be 1. This happens when the two vectors a bar and b bar are pointing in the same direction. Suppose if the two vectors point perpendicular to each other, So this is b bar and this is a bar vector. Then the dot product will be 0, that is cos 90 is 0, and hence the dot product will be 0. You can see at it like this, that is there is no projection of the vector a bar along vector b bar and vice versa, and there is no shadow at all of this vector a bar along vector b bar, and hence its magnitude is 0. Sorry, the dot product is 0. When the two vectors are opposite of each other, that is 180-degree opposite of each other, then the dot product will be minus AB, that is minus A bar into modulus into B bar modulus. That is the minimum, because cos of 180 degree is minus 1. Now let's talk about some properties of the dot product. The dot product follows commutativity of dot product. So it follows the commutativity. So a bar dot b bar is equal to b bar dot a bar, and it is also distributive. Suppose if I have three vectors a bar, b bar and c bar, then a bar dot b bar plus c bar is equal to a bar dot b bar plus a bar dot c bar. So dot product is a distributive over vector addition. So now let's see how I can write the dot product between the two generalized vector. By generalized vector, I mean that I am expressing the vectors in terms of the unit vectors along x direction, z direction, y direction and z direction, like this. So these are my generalized vectors. That is the vectors in 3 dimensions. So I have some coordinate system x, y and z, and there are these vectors a bar, and there is another vector something maybe like this in 3 dimensions. And you know that if I take this vector a bar as of now, then its component along x will be ax, its component along y is ay, and its component along z is az. So now I can express this vector a bar in terms of I cap, j cap and k cap, which are nothing but the unit vectors along x direction, y direction and z direction. So these are the unit vectors. So let's see what will be the dot product between these two vectors a bar and b bar. But before that, let me calculate the dot product between the unit vectors. Let's say this is I cap, this is j cap and this is k cap. So this is along x direction, this is along y and this is along z direction. So let's calculate the dot product between I cap and I cap. So I cap dot I cap will be modulus of I cap into modulus of I cap into cos of 0 degree, because angle between I cap and I cap is 0. So this will be 1 into cos 0. Cos 0 is again 1, so this becomes 1. Similarly, you get j cap dot j cap to be 1, k cap dot k cap to be 1. So the similar reasoning follows. Now let's calculate the dot product between different vectors, that is I cap and j cap suppose. So I cap dot j cap will be modulus of I cap and modulus of j cap cos of 90 degree. So cos 90 is 0, so this becomes 0. And similarly, the dot product between j cap and k cap will be 0 because the angle between them is 90 degree, and I cap dot k cap is also 0 because angle between I cap and k cap is also 90 degree. So j cap dot k cap is again 0 and I cap dot k cap is again 0. But we know that the dot product follows the commutativity law, so we can also see that if I cap dot j cap is 0, j cap dot I cap must be 0, k cap dot j cap will be also 0 because j cap dot k cap is 0, and since I cap dot k cap is also 0, k cap dot I cap is also 0. So now let's calculate for the generalized vectors a bar and b bar. So I will write the dot product like this: a bar dot b bar is equal to ax I cap plus ay j cap plus az k cap. Let me do it downwards so we have more space. So this is the vector ax I cap plus ay j cap plus az k cap, and there is this another vector b bar bx I cap plus by j cap plus bz k cap. So a bar dot b bar is equal to ax I cap plus ay j cap plus az k cap dot bx I cap plus by j cap plus bz k cap. Now let's dot it. So this will be ax bx I cap dot I cap. So I am dotting this with this plus ax I cap dot by j cap. So this becomes ax by I cap dot j cap plus ax bz I cap dot k cap plus ay bx j cap dot I cap. Sorry, this is ay bx j cap dot I cap plus ay this one into this one. So ay by j cap dot j cap plus ay bz j cap dot k cap. So I am multiplying each term. So I will multiply each terms of this b bar vector by az k cap. So az bx k cap dot I cap plus az by k cap dot j cap plus az bz k cap dot k cap. Now we have seen that the dot product between two dissimilar unit vectors, that is I cap dot j cap dot k cap, I cap dot k cap, is 0. So what are the dissimilar vectors here? I cap dot j cap, I cap dot k cap, j cap dot I cap, j cap dot k cap. So all vectors except this diagonal vectors. So k cap dot I cap and k cap dot j cap. So all these vectors will be 0. Not this one. This is k cap dot k cap. So this is 0. So all these vectors will be 0, and what remains are the diagonal terms only. So this is ax bx I cap dot I cap is 1 plus ay by plus az bz. Now you can see over here that this is the summation of the product of respective components, that is ax bx plus ay by plus az bz. So this is nothing but the summation of the product of the same components of the vector. So a bar dot b bar is this. Now let's calculate what is the angle between these two vectors a bar and b bar. So we know that a bar dot b bar is equal to modulus of a bar into modulus of b bar cos theta. So this is the definition of the dot product. Now let's take this here. So cos theta then becomes a bar dot b bar divided by modulus of a bar into modulus of b bar. So cos theta then becomes a bar dot b bar is ax bx plus ay by plus az bz divided by modulus of a bar into modulus of b bar. Now what is modulus of a bar? Modulus of a bar is ax square plus ay square plus az square. So this is the magnitude of the vector a bar. We have seen earlier like this. Suppose if I have any vector a bar, then I can write its magnitude in terms of its component as square root of ax square plus ay square plus az square. Similarly for b bar, it will be bx square plus by square plus bz square. So this is the angle between the two vectors in terms of the components. So cos theta, sorry. So theta will be cos inverse of this. Now let's look at the application of the dot product. Suppose I have this block over here, and if I apply a force like this, F bar, and the displacement of the box is in this direction, d bar. So let's say the angle between F bar and d bar is theta, then work is defined as F bar dot d bar. So that is F into d cos theta. So this is one of the example where the dot product is used. Another examples are mostly in electromagnetism, where you dot the electric field or magnetic field with the area vector to determine the flux. But we will see these things in our upcoming sessions.